Okay, let's start the news. And you should also know current affairs should be updated. You should get updated every day. Current affairs are so crucial. You should not wait for 24 hours or 48 hours to update your current affairs. The first most important and disgusting news today: America deports Indians as Trump tightens immigration rules. US military aircraft C-17 takes off with 205 people and it might land in India anytime. The aircraft started from Texas state with illegal immigrants who are Indians, and those immigrants were staying in America, and Trump started deportation of them. This is the first flight to India after Trump have taken over power with respect to his decision of deportation. Venezuela, Guatemala, Brazil, Costa Rica, from many countries, illegal immigrants regularly flock to America. If you consider Indian illegal immigrants to America, they are minuscule, very small numbers. Still, Trump government started sending back illegal immigrants from India, and first flight, the military aircraft started. Many countries like Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia objected using military aircrafts to send the civilians. And in one occasion, we can see a video of handcuffing and leg cuffing. The hands were tightened and legs were completely controlled, and illegal immigrants were made to sit in a military aircraft without washrooms, without water. And this is the inhuman treatment the Trump administration is giving to illegal immigrants. Our External Affairs Minister said that illegal immigrants, every country have the right to take its own decision. If somebody breaks the rules and goes to the other country without documentation, the other country have every right to send them back. This is the issue. So, US deports 205 Indians. US military aircraft have taken off from Texas state and it might reach India anytime. This is the story that is coming up. And Donald Trump again, he imposed tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. After one day, he paused for Canada and Mexico, and China retaliated with tariffs on American goods. When Donald Trump imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, China retaliated with again tariffs on American goods. China hits back at the US with goods tariffs. China said that it would impose tariffs on imports of US energy vehicles and equipment, firing a return salvo in an escalating trade war between the world's two biggest economies, America and China. So, this news is coming up. And next news, still again a news for India, rupee depreciation. Rupee breaches 87 against dollar. If you want to purchase a dollar in the exchange market, you need to shell out 87 rupees now. 87 rupees per dollar. The Indian rupee slumped almost 0.6% or 49 paise to breach the 87 mark against the US dollar amid a meltdown for most emerging market currencies and stock markets across Asia and Europe on the first day of trading after President Donald Trump imposed high tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. The rupee, which has crossed the 86 mark on January 10th, closed at 87.1111 on the previous day. This is something which is very, very important news because rupee depreciation will make our imports costly, exports cheaper. At the same time, it's a cause of concern for Reserve Bank of India also. Let's see how the RBI will respond for this. So, rupee depreciation, the issue is going on. And the next news is February 4th is World Cancer Day. World Cancer Day, it is being observed on February 4th every year. It's a worldwide initiative to raise awareness with respect to cancer detection, prevention, and treatment. This World Cancer Day on February 4th brings together individuals, organizations, and communities around the world to unite in the fight against cancer. With millions of people across the world are being affected by the cancer, World Cancer Day aims to educate the public about the importance of early detection, promote healthy lifestyle choices, and advocate for equitable access to healthcare. The theme for 2025 World Cancer Day is United by Unique. This is the theme of World Cancer Day 2025. It aims to bring a people centric approach to cancer care, focusing on the unique experiences of individuals affected by cancer. World Cancer Day started on February 4th, 2000 during World Cancer Summit at Paris. At that summit, leaders from different countries and cancer organizations came together how to fight against cancer to discuss how to fight against cancer. They signed a document called Paris Charter Against Cancer. The Paris Charter was signed in the year 2000. What is the purpose of this charter? Paris Charter Against Cancer. This is important. And the next news that is coming up is Donald Trump to sign for US to quit UNHRC, United Nations Human Rights Council. He paused funding for UN Palestinian Agency, UNRWA. So he stopped funding for Palestinian Agency and he wanted to quit from UN Human Rights Council. So already during his earlier tenure, he announced quitting from UNHRC. Again, Biden government entered into that. Now he is completely coming back from UNHRC. He is withdrawing from World Health Organization. The US President Donald Trump might discontinue America's engagement with UNHRC and would continue to keep a halt on funding for UN Palestinian Relief Agency, UNRWA. The UN and UNRWA have not yet commented on this development. However, the decision is poised to coincide with the visit of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the US, who have earlier accused UN Palestinian Relief Agency, UNRWA, of running anti-Israeli incitement. So now Donald Trump might come out of UNHRC and also he is going to halt the funding for UN's Palestinian Relief Agency. And you should also know one big fact which is coming up, US aid, US agency, United States Agency for International Development, the sole and great funding agency, the topmost humanitarian funding agency in the world. Now, Donald Trump closed it. The government said, American government, we are going to pause it for 90 days. I feel that it's going to be closed completely in America. The world's topmost humanitarian funding agency, USAID. And do you know a fact? Many Indian healthcare programs, education programs, farmers programs are dependent on that. Bade Bharat education, for example. AIDS programs, for example. And many Indian programs are dependent on USAID. Now, USAID officials have given a mail to India also that they are discontinuing the fund temporarily till further notice. So, most of the India's developmental humanitarian works will be stalled, not only for India, for most of the developing countries, for many refugee camps, for many AIDS programs, and for many, even USAID will fund world's largest food program, UN food program, even for that. You will be seeing videos in the Instagram or in other social media where small children will be standing in the queue for food. Even that food was stalled today. Yesterday, doctors stopped going there. From today onwards, no funding. And do you know who is the man behind that? Elon Musk. Elon Musk called USAID as a criminal organization. And Donald Trump called it as it's a leftist lunatic organization. Why should America spend billions of dollars for humanitarian work? Strict business people, right? Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they don't like support system. But US aid was signed by John F. Kennedy in 1961. It is continuing from the last 70 years. Suddenly they have halted. The US aid office was closed. Website went offline. Just understand how quick the things were. So this is the most disgusting news today. Yesterday I read about the entire program. It is really supporting sub-Saharan Africa, supporting Latin American countries, supporting refugee camps, supporting food aid programs, supporting healthcare programs, AIDS, Ebola, whatnot, many healthcare programs, supporting some research programs. Now they call it as a criminal organization. I don't know how and why. Coming back, Panama withdraws from China's Belt and Road Initiative. There's nothing left for Panama today. See, Trump is accusing that China is controlling Panama Canal. So, unable to withstand Trump's pressure and stress, Panama announced withdrawal from BRI, Chinese-led Belt and Road Initiative. Following American President Donald Trump's repeated threats of reimposing American control over the Panama Canal, Panama President announced his decision to withdraw from the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. Panama Canal is vital commerce route that handles 6% of all marine traffic worldwide. So this is a story that is coming up from Panama. India sends 16,400 tons of rice to Bangladesh amid tensions. Despite the strained relations between India and Bangladesh, following the Sheikh Hasina's ouster from power, a second consignment of rice from India arrived at Mongla port on Saturday in Bangladesh. As Bangladesh is facing severe rice crisis, India is now sending shipments of rice to Bangladesh. So this is also a news. Coming back, Prime Minister Modi is going to America on February 12th. He is going to meet Donald Trump. PM Modi is going to travel to America from Paris on February 12th for his first bilateral meeting with President Donald Trump after Donald Trump's inauguration last month. Donald Trump spoke with PM Modi over phone on January 27. The US President discussed about immigration and stressed the importance of India buying more American-made security equipment. So now let's wait how the bilateral meet will go on. What are the things that will unfurl between India and America on February 12th and February 13th. And next interesting news that is coming up is International Big Cat Alliance. You all know that Prime Minister Modi announced International Big Cat Alliance on the occasion of 50th anniversary of Project Tiger in the year 2023 April from Karnataka, Bandipur Tiger Reserve. And International Big Cat Alliance is led by India. Headquarters are at Delhi. 7 big cats are included in International Big Cat Alliance: tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, puma. Except jaguar and puma, all other 5 big cats are in India also. So, International Big Cat Alliance news is that full international legal status was accorded to International Big Cat Alliance. Now, International Big Cat Alliance has officially become a treaty-based international organization, and 5 countries have submitted their instrument of ratification: India, Nicaragua, Eswatini, Somalia and Liberia. 27 countries have so far expressed their intention to join the International Big Cat Alliance. And coming back, even non-range countries of big cats who are interested to preserve and protect the big cats, they can also join the International Big Cat Alliance. It is not that only the countries which have big cats should join the alliance. Even the countries, non-range countries of big cats, they can also join who are interested. The countries which are interested in protecting the big cats. So, the headquarters are at New Delhi, and our National Tiger Conservation Authority is a nodal authority to run the International Big Cat Alliance. This is the news that is coming up. Today is a big day in Delhi, February 5th, Delhi elections. Tough fight between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP. Congress, I don't think it can form power. And if women and Sardarjis come and vote, more number of voter turnouts from women and Sardarjis, the result might tilt towards AAP. Otherwise, BJP is all set to win. It's going to be neck-to-neck competition, and the deciding factor is women voters and Sardarji voters. Let's see how they are going to unfold. Competition is between BJP and Aam Aadmi. It's not a cakewalk for both the parties. It is not going to be a landslide victory for any party, but definitely unless and until Sardarjis and women come out and vote in more numbers, BJP have a slight edge now. So, these are the important trends, and The most important news from Telangana today is caste survey. The CM of Telangana announced that 56%, 56.33% of the people in Telangana constitutes OBCs. But the opposition is saying the numbers will be more. So he's also saying that Rahul Gandhi made a promise during Bharat Jodo Yatra with respect to caste survey, and we have realized that very soon within 1 year of our government and governance. Let's see today and tomorrow the developments over caste survey in Telangana. Even I'm also reading that. I'm also interested in reading more and more about caste survey and what is the benefit of it and what are the challenges surrounding that entire episode. Let's see. Okay.